Hello everyone. Welcome to Shreyansh Study. I hope you all are doing great and preparing well for your academic and professional goals. In today's video, we are going to explore an important and highly relevant topic, the interview of Assistant Registrar in a university. This session is specially designed for aspirants who are preparing for university administrative positions and want to understand both the selection process and the key responsibilities of this role. The position of Assistant Registrar plays a crucial role in the smooth functioning of a university. From managing academic records to ensuring administrative efficiency and policy implementation, this role forms the backbone of university governance. In this video, you will get a clear understanding of the interview structure, important questions and how to answer them, insights into real responsibilities of the Assistant Registrar. So, stay with us till the end, because this video will definitely help you boost your confidence and preparation. Let's get started. When was the UP State Universities Act implemented? State its primary objectives. Sir, the Uttar Pradesh State Universities Act was enacted in 1973, UP Act No. 10 of 1973. Its primary objectives are to regulate, amend, and consolidate the laws relating to certain state universities in Uttar Pradesh. It ensures a uniform statutory governance framework, decentralizes administrative responsibilities, and maintains high academic standards across all affiliated and constituent colleges in the state. Detail the major chapters and sections of the State Universities Act. Sir, the Act is divided into a structured framework comprising 16 chapters and 79 sections along with accompanying schedules. Crucial provisions for university governance include: Section 9 identifies the officers of the university. Section 14 defines the appointment, duties, and executive powers of the registrar. Section 15 defines the role of the finance officer. Section 20 establishes the Executive Council as the principal executive body. Explain the roles, powers, and duties of the Chancellor, Governor of the state, and the Vice-Chancellor within the university framework. Sir, under Section 10, the Governor of Uttar Pradesh serves as the ex officio Chancellor and the titular head of the university, possessing supreme statutory powers to grant assent to statutes, appoint the VC, and preside over convocations. Conversely, under Section 12, the Vice-Chancellor is the principal executive and academic officer, the operational head. The VC ensures that the provisions of the Act, statutes, and ordinances are faithfully observed and exercises general control over the university's administration. Describe the detailed procedure for the appointment of a Vice-Chancellor, including the constitution and role of the search committee or selection committee. Sir, under Section 12, the Vice-Chancellor is appointed by the Chancellor from a panel of 3 names recommended by a constituted search committee or selection committee. This committee consists of 3 members, one nominated by the Executive Council, one by the chairman of the UGC and one by the chancellor. The committee evaluates candidates based on academic eminence and administrative capability before submitting the panel. What is the definition and meaning of a registrar? Detail their administrative role, duties, and responsibilities as the ex officio secretary of university authorities. Sir, governed by Section 14, the registrar is a whole-time officer of the university. The registrar is the custodian of the common seal, buildings, gardens, records, and other property of the university as the executive council commits to their charge. Administratively, they act as the ex officio secretary of the court, the executive council, the academic council, and the admissions committee, but hold no voting rights in these bodies. Explain the origin, composition, constitution, and administrative role of the centralized state university service. Sir, introduced under Section 13A of the Act, the UP State University's centralized service is a specialized administrative cadre created by the state government. It merges administrative positions such as registrars, deputy registrars, and assistant registrars across all state universities into a single pool. Officers belong to the state pool and are intertransferable among different state universities, ensuring administrative uniformity, neutrality, and cross-institutional expertise. Detail the constitution, powers, and roles of the following bodies: Executive Council, EC, Academic Council, AC, and Finance Committee, FC. Sir, the university functions through three primary statutory bodies. Executive Council, Section 20, the principal governing and executive body. It holds the power to manage revenues, property, and control all administrative and financial affairs, including the sanctioning of posts. Academic Council, Section 21, the supreme academic body. It is responsible for maintaining the standards of instruction, education, examinations, and curricula. Finance Committee, Section 22, the financial gatekeeper. It reviews the annual budget estimates, monitors income expenditure, and advises the EC on all financial matters. No expenditure outside the budget can be approved without its recommendation. What is meant by the University Court or Senate? Describe its composition, meaning, and role as an advisory or supreme governing body. Sir, governed by Section 19, the University Court or Senate is the supreme advisory and deliberative body of the university. It comprises internal and external stakeholders, including public representatives. Its key functions are to review the annual report, audit accounts, and pass resolutions on the annual budget framework, serving as an important link between academia and civil society. What constitutes a university crisis? Differentiate clearly between statutes, ordinances, and regulations. Sir, a university crisis refers to any systemic breakdown in academic, administrative, or financial machinery that hinders the normal functioning of the institution. The statutory legislative hierarchy to manage operations is 1. Statutes, Section 50, the highest tier of university law beneath the Act itself. They govern the constitution, powers, and duties of authorities and require the assent of the Chancellor to become law. 2. Ordinances, Section 52, rules framed by the Executive Council to govern operational matters such as student admissions, code of conduct, fee structures, and the management of examinations. 3. Regulations, Section 53, internal procedural guidelines framed by individual authorities like the AC or FC, providing step-by-step mechanisms for conducting their own meetings and routine tasks. Explain the different types of universities. Define and explain the concept of a deemed to be university. Sir, higher education institutions in India are broadly classified as central universities established by an Act of Parliament, state universities established by Provincial State Legislative Assembly Acts, private universities established through state central acts but sponsored by a society or trust without government funding. Deemed to be university, an institution of high academic excellence that is not a university by birth but is granted the status and privileges of a university by the central government on the advice of the UGC under Section 3 of the UGC Act 1956. Differentiate clearly between a state university and a central university regarding funding, governance, and jurisdiction. Sir, the distinctions lie across three domains. Funding. Central universities are primarily funded by the Union Government through the UGC Ministry of Education. State universities rely on grant and aid from their respective state governments alongside minimal development grants from the UGC. Governance. The President of India serves as the visitor for central universities, whereas the state governor serves as the chancellor for state universities. Jurisdiction. Central universities generally have a national footprint or specialized territory, while state universities operate within fixed territorial boundaries defined by the state legislation. When and how was the UGC established, and detail the primary functions and mandate of the Commission? Sir, the UGC was formally inaugurated in 1953 and became a statutory body of the Government of India through an Act of Parliament in 1956. Its mandate is the coordination, determination, and maintenance of standards of university education in India. It also provides funds and development grants to eligible institutions. The current chairman is Professor M. Jagdish Kumar. What is NAAC? Provide its full form, its headquarters location, and explain how it functions. What are the key parameters used for university accreditation and grading? Sir, NAAC is an autonomous body established by the UGC in 1994, headquartered in Bangalore, to assess and accredit higher education institutions. It evaluates institutions across 7 core parameters. 1. Curricular aspects. 2. Teaching, learning and evaluation. 3. Research, innovations and extension. 4. Infrastructure and learning resources. 5. Student support and progression. 6. Governance, leadership and management. And 7. Institutional values and best practices. It operates through Institutional Self-Study Reports, SSR, followed by strict peer team verification process. What is NIRF ranking? When was it launched by the Ministry of Education? List its core parameters. Sir, NIRF was launched by the Ministry of Education in September 2015 to outline a methodology to rank higher education institutions across India annually. It evaluates institutions on 5 core parameters. 1. Teaching, learning and resources, TLR. 2. Research and professional practice, RP. 3. Graduation outcomes, GO. 4. Outreach and inclusivity, OI. And 5. Peer perception. Question. Explain the role, statutory mandate, and jurisdictional scope of AICTE in higher education. Sir, AICTE is a statutory body established in 1987 under an Act of Parliament. Its role is the proper planning and coordinated development of the technical education and management education system in India. Its jurisdiction covers degree, diploma, and postgraduate programs in engineering, technology, architecture, town planning, pharmacy, and management. What is the primary objective of the PM Usha, Pradhan Mantri Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan, formerly RUSA, Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan scheme? Sir, PM Usha, Pradhan Mantri Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan is the revamped, upgraded version of the erstwhile RUSA, Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan, launched to align state higher education with NEP 2020. It is a centrally sponsored scheme aimed at providing strategic central funding to state sector higher education institutions to improve equity, access, excellence, and infrastructure through targeted grants. What is the Choice-Based Credit System, CBCS? Explain how it offers flexibility in choosing elective, core, and soft skill courses. Sir, CBCS is an instructional paradigm designed by the UGC that shifts focus from teacher-centric to student-centric education. It provides students flexibility to choose from a prescribed menu of courses comprising core, elective, and foundation or ability enhancement courses. Student performance is evaluated via a uniform grading system based on semester grade point average, SGPA, and cumulative grade point average, CGPA. According to the UGC Regulations 2018, what are the minimum qualifications, eligibility, API or research scores, PhD requirements, and the minimum pay scales, pay matrix levels for assistant professor, associate professor, and professor? Sir, the UGC regulations on minimum qualifications for appointment of teachers 2018 outlines strict benchmarks mapped to the 7th Central Pay Commission. Assistant professor requires a master's degree with 55% marks, plus clearing UGCNet SLT or holding a PhD entry pay matrix level 1057,700 rupees. Associate professor requires a PhD, minimum 8 years of teaching research experience, and a specified minimum research score publications. Entry pay matrix level 13A, 1,31,400 rupees. Professor requires a PhD, minimum 10 years of experience, highly cited publications, and a demonstrated research score. Entry pay matrix level 14, 1,44,200 rupees. What is the Academic Bank of Credits, ABC? Explain its role in facilitating student mobility and credit accumulation or transfer. Sir, established under NEP 2020, the Academic Bank of Credits, ABC, is a national-level digital facility that acts as a credit commercial storehouse. It digitally stores academic credits earned by students from recognized higher education institutions. This directly facilitates student mobility by enabling seamless multiple entry and multiple exit (MEES) options, allowing students to drop out and re-enter higher education without losing academic progress. Provide an overview of NEP 2020, focusing on its structural changes in higher education. Sir, NEP 2020 is a comprehensive framework aiming to overhaul India's education sector. In higher education, its core focus includes shifting toward holistic and multidisciplinary education, introducing 3 or 4-year undergraduate programs with flexible exit options, establishing the National Research Foundation (NRF) to boost research culture, and targeting a gross enrollment ratio (GER) of 50% by 2035. Note: the 5+3+3+4 structure applies strictly to school education. What are the duties and responsibilities of the post you're interviewing for today? In which section or article of the University Act or statutes is this specific post officially mentioned? As an assistant registrar, my role is that of a key middle management administrative officer. The duties involve exercising supervisory control over allotted sections, administration, establishment, academic, examination, or store or procurement, managing file movements, interpreting service rules, and executing decisions passed by the VC and registrar. Under the UP State Universities Act, 1973, Section 16 explicitly makes provisions for the appointment of other officers of the university, under which the cadre of Assistant Registrar is sanctioned and governed. Explain the concepts and functions of e-office, paperless file movement, and IHRMS, Integrated Human Resource Management System, in Government University Administration. Sir, e-office, a digital application suite developed by the NIC that replaces physical files with electronic workflows. It streamlines file movement, ensures absolute transparency, creates irreversible audit trails for accountability, and speeds up decision-making. IHRMS, Integrated Human Resource Management System, a centralized digital portal for end-to-end employee lifecycle management. It automates digitized service books, payroll computation, leave management, and performance monitoring, reducing human error and administrative lag. What is an ERP portal? How does it integrate various university operations like admissions, examinations, and payroll? Sir, an ERP portal is an integrated, modular software architecture that consolidates all distinct operations of a university into a single centralized database. It breaks institutional silos by connecting student admissions, fee collections, examination scheduling, results generation, human resources, payroll, and inventory management into a single unified platform, providing real-time data analytics for management decisions. Explain the role and significance of the Samarth portal as an open-source automation engine for universities launched by the Ministry of Education. Sir, Samarth is an open-source, open standard, scalable e-governance automation engine developed by the Ministry of Education under the National Mission on Education through ICT. It provides state and central universities with more than 40 digital modules to seamlessly manage student life cycles, university operations, employee records, and financial management on a secure, uniform platform. What is the RTI Act 2005? Is it applicable to universities? Explain the roles of the PIO, Public Information Officer, and First Appellate Authority in this context. Sir, the RTI Act 2005 is fully applicable to all state universities because they are established by a state legislative act, placing them squarely under the definition of a public authority under Section 2H. Administratively, the university designates an Assistant Registrar or equivalent as the Public Information Officer, PIO, to process applications within 30 days. The Registrar or Senior Officer acts as the First Appellate Authority, FAA, to adjudicate on disputes arising from the PIO's responses before complaints escalate to the State Information Commission. What is a public grievance redressal system? How does it function to resolve complaints from students, staff, and the public? Sir, it is a structured mechanism for registering, tracking, and resolving institutional grievances. At the national or state level, platforms like Scrums, centralized public grievance redress and monitoring system, or state-specific portals like IGRS or Jansunvai in UP allow stakeholders to lodge complaints. The university has designated grievance officers who must download, investigate, redress, and upload action taken reports ATR within strict time bounds to prevent administrative penalties. Describe the administrative process, confidentiality protocols, and execution of a university's main annual semester examinations. Sir, the management of university main examinations is a high-stakes operational cycle requiring absolute confidentiality. It spans three distinct phases. 1. Pre-examination, setting of panels, printing of confidential question papers, coding-decoding arrangements, and center allotment. 2. Conduct phase, appointing flying squads, monitoring center integrity, and smooth logistics. 3. Post-examination, OMR scanning coding, centralized digital or physical evaluation, compilation of marks, and timely publication of results under the statutory supervision of the Controller of Examinations. What is a convocation ceremony? Explain its significance and protocol in conferring degrees and honors to students. Sir, convocation is the formal statutory assembly of the university presided over by the Chancellor, held for the explicit purpose of conferring degrees, diplomas, and honorary titles upon successful scholars. It operates under rigid ceremonial protocols laid down in the university statutes and marks the official validation of degrees earned by the students. What are the primary sources of revenue and financial income for a state university? Example, government grants, examination fees, tuition fees, self-finance courses. Sir, the financial revenues of a state university are categorized into internal sources, tuition fees, examination fees, institutional affiliation fees from colleges, registration fees, and overhead charges from consultancy or self-financed courses. External sources, main block or maintenance grants and aid from the state government, development grants from the UGC, and ad hoc research project grants from central agencies, such as DST, CSIR, or ICSSR. What is a grant and aid? Clearly differentiate between capital expenditure, asset creation, and revenue expenditure, operational recurring costs. Sir, grant and aid is financial assistance given by the government to autonomous bodies or universities to meet operational or development costs. Capital expenditure, spending that results in the creation of permanent physical or non-financial assets, example, constructing a library building, purchasing lab equipment, or setting up IT networks. Revenue expenditure, spending on the day-to-day operational upkeep of the university that does not result in asset creation, example, disbursing salaries, pensions, paying electricity bills, or purchasing office stationery. explain the following financial and administrative modules: PFMS, SNA, and SPERSH. Sir, these are modern IT frameworks deployed to enhance public financial prudence. PFMS, Public Financial Management System, a web-based software application administered by the Controller General of Accounts, CGA, used for tracking fund releases and real-time monitoring of expenditures across government schemes. SNA, Single Nodal Agency, model, a mandatory mechanism under PFMS where a state designates one central bank account for a specific scheme. All down-tier university allocations are drawn directly from this single account via zero-balance subsidiary accounts, preventing idle parking of public funds. SPERSH, System for Pension Administration, an integrated web-based portal developed primarily to handle end-to-end pension processing directly into retirees' bank accounts without intermediaries. How do you prepare an annual budget for an institution? Explain the complete step-by-step procedure: estimates, revised estimates, allocation. Sir, annual budget preparation is a systematic process governed by the university's finance officer. The steps include: 1. Formulating estimates, inviting requirements from all academic departments and administrative sections. 2. Structuring components, preparing the revised estimates for the current financial year and the budget estimates for the ensuing financial year. 3. Classification, segregating projections into income, fees, grants, and expenditure, salaries, capital outlays. 4. Statutory approval, placing the draft before the Finance Committee for screening, followed by approval from the Executive Council and final submission to the state government for grant allocation. What is a utilization certificate? Why is it mandatory to submit a UC to funding agencies like UGC, DST, or state government after utilizing sanction grants? Sir, a utilization certificate, UC, is an official statutory statement prescribed under Form GFR 12A, certifying that the funds sanctioned for a specific project or scheme were actually utilized for the exact purpose for which they were sanctioned and that the terms and conditions have been satisfied. Submitting a verified UC is a mandatory precondition before any funding agency, like UGC or state government, releases subsequent financial installments. What is GFR, General Financial Rules? Where is it applicable? Is it legally binding or adopted by state universities? Sir, GFR comprises compilation of general rules and orders of the Government of India to be followed by all offices while dealing with matters involving public revenue and expenditure. While issued by the Ministry of Finance for central entities, state universities generally adopt GFR either directly through an Executive Council resolution or follow a mirrored state-level financial handbook to ensure transparency, competitive bidding, and financial accountability in public procurement. What is the GEM portal? What is its utility in public procurement? Which specific rule or chapter of GFR mandates procurement through GEM? Sir, GEM is an online end-to-end portal hosted by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry for the common use of goods and services by government buyers. It ensures transparency, efficiency, and speed in procurement. Under Rule 149 of GFR 2017, procurement of common use goods and services through GEM is mandatory for government entities, establishing strict thresholds for direct purchase, online bidding, and reverse auctions. What is the Career Advancement Scheme, CAS? Explain how teachers' officers are promoted through this merit-based promotional system. Sir, CAS is a merit-linked performance-based promotion framework designed by the UGC for university faculty. Unlike open recruitment, CAS offers in situ promotions where a teacher is elevated to the next academic level or grade pay based on years of service and meeting the benchmarks of the performance-based appraisal system, PBAS, including teaching load, research publications, and institutional contributions without changing their physical post. What is an annual performance appraisal report, APAR? Explain its role in evaluating performance, recording benchmarks, and handling career progressions. Sir, an APAR is a formal, objective, yearly evaluation document used to assess an administrative or academic employee's performance, capability, conduct, and integrity. The process involves self-appraisal by the employee, followed by grading by the reporting officer, review by the reviewing officer, and final acceptance by the accepting authority. It serves as the primary benchmark for clear career progression, confirmations, and postings. Who conducts the official audit of a university? Example, Local Fund Audit, CAG, Internal Audit. Sir, the financial accounts of a state university undergo a multi-tiered audit process to ensure complete fiscal propriety. 1. Internal Audit, performed by the university's Internal Audit Cell or appointed chartered accountants to ensure real-time compliance with accounting rules. 2. Statutory Audit, Local Fund Audit conducted annually by the Directorate of Local Fund Audit of the state government, which examines compliance with state rules. 3. CAG Audit. The Controller and Auditor General of India may conduct test audits or comprehensive transaction audits since the university receives substantial public grants. What are Swayam, MOC's platform, and Swayam Prabha, DTH educational channels? Explain their utility in blended learning. Sir, Swayam, study webs of active learning for young aspiring minds, India's national massive open online courses, MOCs, platform initiated by the Ministry of Education. It hosts high-quality interactive courses where credits can be transferred to the student's physical academic record under UGC credit transfer regulations. Swayam Prabha, a group of 40 high-quality DTH television channels transmitting educational programs 24/7 utilizing GSAT 15 satellite. It bridges the digital divide by broadcasting curriculum-based telecasts to remote areas lacking robust internet infrastructure. What is the technical or traditional difference between a hostel, basic residential accommodation, and a hall of residence, which often incorporates a distinct corporate life, academic fellowship, and dining traditions? Sir, while both serve as student residential accommodations, the distinction is rooted in institutional traditions. Hostel refers to a standard, functional residential block providing lodging, boarding, and basic mess facilities primarily managed by a warden for student living. Hall of Residence, a deeper academic concept common in older or premier residential universities. A hall operates as an autonomous corporate community. It incorporates its own distinct history, coat of arms, senior and junior common rooms, formalized dining traditions, and structured pastoral and academic mentoring system where faculty members, wardens provosts, live in close proximity to actively shape student socialization. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. I hope this session has given you a clear understanding of the Assistant Registrar interview process and the key responsibilities associated with this important role in a university. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends and fellow aspirants. Subscribe to Shreyansh Study for more such educational and career-focused content. Your support motivates us to bring more valuable insights and guidance for your success. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover next, feel free to drop them in the comments section below. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and stay focused on your goals. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next video.